After clearing floor space, bring your panels to the room where they will be installed, allowing them to acclimatize to their surroundings. They should be given a minimum of 24 hours for this to occur. Next, check floor for imperfections. If any imperfections are found to be greater than 1/4 of an inch, we recommend that you use a self-leveling compound to correct this. Once floor surface is prepared, choose a starting point for installation, and begin to lay down spacer boards in one corner. Spacer boards maintain a minimum 1/2 inch expansion gap around the perimeter of the floor throughout the installation process. Here are your spacers. The recommended spacer depth is 1/2 inch. You will be placing spacer boards around the perimeter of the room as you install. As you work, panels will be pressed against these spacer boards to maintain the necessary 1/2 inch expansion gap. The first panels will be pushed in 2 directions to align the spacer boards on 2 sides. It is important to ensure the spacer boards are in place to make certain the panels do not shift during installation. Align the first panel against the spacer boards. For all subsequent panels, it is very important to place the spacers in such a position that the seam of the panels actually sits in the center of the spacer. This increases stability. Put the next panel in place. Tap panels together using a mallet and pry bar. Be careful not to damage the tongue and groove. You may also use a hammer and tapping block. Add additional panels, working in one direction until you can no longer fit a complete panel into the remaining space. You may find an area that projects further into the room, altering the line you are working along. You will need to cut the panel to fit around this section. It is necessary to accurately mark the cut lines on the panel to ensure a proper fit. To do this, orient the panel in the direction of the installation. Slide the panel over, ensuring it butts against the jog in the wall, and then add a spacer block in the appropriate manner, as shown. To mark the other axis, slide the panel into the corner and mark it as shown. Don't forget to use a spacer block. Use a spare panel to help create a straight line. Cut the panel. It is recommended that panels be cut outside to minimize dust in the installation area. It is important that the next panel be cut to maintain an even tongue and groove line for the installation of the next row. To do this, place a panel as though it were part of the second row. From this simulation, it is now possible to accurately measure the depth of the piece that will fit snugly against the jog in the wall. You will need to use a spacer block. Place the block against the wall and measure. It is important to measure the center and both ends of the panel, as the wall may have slight imperfections, creating an uneven line. Mark the 3 measurement points on the panel you will be cutting and use an additional panel to draw a straight line connecting these points. If you choose to measure without the spacer block, remember to subtract a 1/2 inch from your measurement before marking the panel. To maximize the durability of the floor, it is important to stagger each row. To achieve this, cut the first panel of the second row in half. On the third row, you will start with a full panel, alternating full and half panels for each successive row. Level any slight imperfections in your floor as you go using our Over-X leveling pads. Just slide the pad under the portion of the panel that is raised to eliminate excessive sagging. If your floor has only a slight slant, the rigidity of Over-X flooring may eliminate the need for leveling. Test your floor as you go by walking on the installed panels to find any uneven spots that require leveling. Once your installation is complete, panels can be covered with engineered hardwood, cork flooring, click-fit tile, laminate flooring, or carpet. Barricade panels can also be used as a finished floor by applying a polyurethane coating. For more information, visit our website at www.ovrx.com.